All right. Mic check, mic check. Let's turn that off. Let's put the noise suppression on for the kids playing next door. All right. Mic check, mic check. Let me get my volume right. Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. All right, what's going on, everybody? Now I actually plan on going. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go fish at night. So we're going to. Let's see. We got to get the camera fired up here. Give me a sec. I was recording some videos earlier. We'll get the angle all nice first. Oh, why is this not working now? Let's go over here. Deactivate. Activate. Boop. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go fish the incoming / outgoing or the high tide tonight. I mean, it's going to be nighttime, so I can't stream, but I really got to figure out some way to stream to both platforms at once. I got to look into that. And I still haven't gotten the both chats combined for the stream. I need to do that as well. I've been busy. I'm doing a lot of tying for all the orders, so I gotta this weekend I'm trying to do as much as I can for the rooster fish stuff. But I did get 2 videos filmed. I have the new bucktail hollow fly that just came out. It's also a giveaway video on YouTube last Friday of the month. So that's our YouTube giveaway. Be sure to watch that video, like it, be subscribed to the channel, and comment. And then, of course, the last Friday of the month, excuse me, I was doing voiceover work. We're doing our giveaway on Twitch. Now, this is just for Twitch because I saw somebody comment on our YouTube stream from last giveaway. It would be the last end of the month. This is for Twitch only, unfortunately, due to the fact that the way that we do we've been doing this giveaway like this for years. But it's the marble race. So the integration, this is like integrated to Twitch only, which is a separate streaming platform, not YouTube as well. But this is open. We have our Friday Fly giveaway. We've been doing this on Twitch for, I don't know, 6-7 years now. But for YouTube, we have our video. You can just go like, comment, and we got a hollow fly you're going to be winning. So I have, let's see, Jaron and Paul. I got Paul's shipping address from YouTube, and we have last month's giveaway stuff I'm shipping out. So I'll put all this stuff in the mail tomorrow, but I have everything packaged, ready to go. So that being said, we're going to be tying some hollow flies tonight. Now, we're not going to be streaming super late because I really want to go fishing. I still haven't caught a fish yet. So the update on the fish, let me just put the hollow fly in the vise. This is the one that we tied earlier, by the way. You can see after wetting it and giving it some time. Still not 100% perfect. I still need to work on my hollow ties. I think we're going to invite this guy I met at the Fly Expo, a really nice guy, Max from Predator Prey Flies. He provided some photos for our recent very subsurface flies video. I'm going to have him come over and tie some hollow flies and or maybe I'll tie a hollow fly and have him critique me and tell me what I'm doing wrong or something. But we got the new hollow fly video out, so I want to tie some hollow flies tonight. We also, sorry I'm yapping a lot, but we got to start the stream off with some yapping. We have the ostrich hollow, which we tied, I think, last Friday. And beautiful fly. I forgot who it is. Mike on YouTube, I think. Whoever you were, came in and told me to tie it. Didn't even give me left before I finished. I see you, Mike. You didn't even tell me what it looks like. All right, using half an ostrich hurl. I'm just joking. But little update on that fly. It looked phenomenal, and it flew off of my tactical angler clip while fishing. So now, mind you, I had a loop knot to the tactical angler clip because I was talking to somebody on a boat while tying it, or they were passing by on a boat and they were yapping. So I wasn't thinking properly. But still, that's the 3rd time now I've had a fly that I've had on a tactical angler clip right on here and casting it, the fly pops off the clip. So I don't think I'm going to use them anymore. They're really nice, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just over hundreds and hundreds of casts, which I'm getting to the fishing. It's been steelhead type fishing where I had one hit in like literally I've probably taken well over 1,000 casts over the past week. I've been going for like 2-3 hours every day and just fishing my switch rod and outgoing, incoming. And usually by now we would have caught 15, 20 bass. And right now, I mean, I haven't caught a single one. So I know it's slow start because the temperatures are cold, but I am a little apprehensive of what the quality of the fishing is going to be for the year. So at least the back bay fishing. If you have a boat, you can go out in the ocean. It's pretty good. But that inshore bay fishing is really what I do all the time, and I'm a little nervous at the lack of fish so early on. But I mean, I guess we'll see what the deal is. So it's still early. We got to keep the faith, even though going for 4 hours yesterday and like staying till dark. I stayed till about probably like 8:39 and saw some popping going on, which I've seen this a lot, and I'm really curious. I think tonight I'm going to dead drift some sort of floating bait fish fly on the surface. So we got to tie one of those. Not a hollow fly. We got to figure something out. I was using gurglers. I've used shrimp flies, but I know there's a ton of spearing right now. There's spearing in bunker in my back bay, but something was eating because spending tons of time around bunker, you could see the difference between a bunker pop and, like a happy bunker or whatever, even a scared one, versus something predating on a bait fish, let's say, or some sort of bait crab, whatever it may be, right? So I'm really curious, and this has been going on for years. At night, outgoing tide, right next to a pole that sticks out of the water. It's like a flag pole. And every once in a while on outgoing tide for like an hour, you'll just, like every 15 minutes, you'll hear a pop right next. It's literally like 5 feet to my left because it just drops off like this. So I don't know if it's perch or something. I don't think, I always thought maybe there's bass and stuff, but I mean, I was throwing jiggies, this, that. If there's bass around, we'd get one. So now one of my good friends was down there, and he actually was helping a friend put a boat into a dock by his house. So I was like, what the hell are you doing down here? I haven't seen him in a while. He said he saw fish, striped bass, way up in that creek, which is way in the back of my pond. So, he knows what bass look like as well. So I'm curious. There's got to be some fish, but I think they're maybe just moving in. But I really am curious. Like maybe tonight I'll do some sort of dropper situation where I have like a floating fly and then I'll have like a raise fly and I'll just dead drift them because I'm fishing with my switch rod with a floating line and a sink tip at the moment. So yeah, that's the update. I've been filming a lot too with the GoPro, just waiting to hopefully get some fish. I also filmed some different retrieves or retrieving techniques, things like that, as well as like fishing poppers at sunset. I was fishing the pop rat, and I really thought I was going to get something. It was looking beautiful last night with the high tide, fishing that gurgler that we tied the other day. But just showing different stripping techniques for poppers that I personally do. So we are going to be the various topwater fly video will include some like stripping technique stuff. And that'll be coming out next Friday. I always forget the last Friday of the month, we do a fly video no matter what. So on Fridays recently, I've been doing that striped bass series, fly fishing for striped bass. So what's going on, Julian? How you doing? You're going fishing tonight? Hell yeah. Where, you going for some stripers? And Sandman, how you doing? I saw your new squid video. I got to watch it. But looking good in the Deceiver video. Really need to get better with hollow flies. Me too, my friend. Me too. I think I've been trying to get this dude Max to come fishing, but he's been busy. He's not a bum like me. But I think I'm going to ask him because I was like, dude, if you ever want to film some videos and stuff too, I would like to, showcase your fly tying or whatever. So maybe I'll see if he wants to come by one day and either tie or like hang out right next to me, and like I'll set him up with the mic too. Or I'll set him up with the mic, and I could use my wireless one, whatever it may be, and like essentially work on the hollow ties. I will say I tied this for the video. One thing I noted is that this side was sticking out a little too much. And that could be attributed to when I tied the material on. I'm trying to tie it in one bunch and then fold it back. Well, after watching Jason Taylor's video not too long ago from Masters on the Fly, which you guys should check out with David Blinken, and I don't remember the other guy's name, but he's one of Mark's friends. But they have a series called Masters on the Fly, with Johnny Kane and all sorts of people were on. Blaine Chocolate, I think, recently. But I was watching Jason Taylor, and I was, one thing I used to do a lot when tying these, and you've seen me, is like I would tie some on the belly, then I'd tie some on top, and then I'd be like, oh, I got to put some more on the belly, and then put some more on top, and that's too many thread wraps. Ideally, you only want to secure that material with like 5 thread wraps at most, like 1 or 2 just to manipulate it loosely. Then you wrap it tight to secure it, and then you fold it back. So that's something that I've been working on after watching Jason's video, because he's a fantastic hollow fly tire. And this, by the way, what we're using tonight is not these $20, $30 bucktails that everyone's using, right? In Connecticut for striped bass. Okay, yeah, that's right. I think I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, very nice. So we're using regular bucktails that I got at the store. Whitewater Outfitters, shout out. They have tons of fly fishing stuff and fly time, but they are also just a general. They're like I would say an above average, like they're an upper, or just like a super high quality fishing store. They have offshore, and inshore fishing tackle and tuna stuff and marlin, whatever it may be, right? But they also have a ton of fly stuff, and I tie flies for them. But so going there, I literally went through every bucktail in the store, and I found like 3 bucktails that I went home with. There was this white one here, which this is not even that. This is pretty stiff, and this is what I was using right here for this fly, right, in the rear section. So there's this bucktail. There were 2 pink ones, which this is one of the pinks. And so these are just like, I guess you could say like middle of the road or like upper middle quality bucktails from my local store. And this is what I use to tie them. So you can tie like nice hollow flies. Like this hollow fly in the water is, if you're just going fishing, this is all you need, right? This may not be like some Instagram get 1,000 likes hollow fly, you know what I mean? But for us going fishing and stuff like that, like this is how I tie my hollow flies, right? No jungle cock on there, and like, I do tie beast flies and stuff, but I don't fish them all the time because I just don't have a lot of really nice bucktail. But I mean, we still can get a really nice bucktail using the best that we can get our hands on, for the price. And again, these are probably like $11, $12 a piece for your average bucktail, which is just ridiculous. I remember when these were like literally $4 or $5 in the 90s. So bucktail has just shot up astronomically. But we're just going to be using some regular tails. I have a red tail as well here, which this is not one I got recently. This is one I've had, but again, pretty stiff, but the hair's fairly long. I might not even use this. We'll see once I start messing around with it. You kind of just have to feel the hair and like get an idea of what it's going to react to. But we're going to go ahead and just tie some basic hollow flies, and then I'm going fishing. So I wanted to leave in about 30 minutes, but apparently I got started a little late. And I've been talking for 20 minutes like a bozo. So we're just going to tie a couple flies, and then I'm going to throw my waders on it and go fish at night. Okay? So maybe we'll tie a dark one as well. We should tie a dark fly. But yeah, and this is about the size of your average fly that I fish. Again, there's not even that many bunker in this area, or in the area that are this size. They're usually either full-on adult bunker or they're peanuts. This is a little large for a peanut. This is what I'd like to call a juvenile bunker size. But this is like an attractor fly. While you can tie hollow flies to be like perfect imitations of bunker and stuff with beast flies and stuff like that, if you're tying like 12-inch giant ones, I like to consider flies like this, bucktail deceivers, like attractor flies. They just push water, and I mean, you think about like a sluggo or any of the most popular soft plastics for striped bass or anything like that, and they're always like this size. They're always like 5.5, 6 inches. And when they streamline and they taper down, they kind of look, this is a little bit bulkier profile, but we have the benefit of the bucktail moving and stuff. So I like to think of this like these sort of flies is like if you're just going out and fishing and you're using your traditional striped bass lures that you always fish with, they're always this sort of like general size, like sluggos, bass assassin. I kind of like think of that, like as an attractor fly, your general purpose flies. And there's not any bait that's this size right now in my creek. But again, I catch most of my fish on stuff like this. So I am using all sorts of different flies from size 2 up to size 4 rod last night, 7, 8 inches. So I do mix it up, but I also I have no fluorocarbon left except what's on my leader. So I'm trying not to trying not to change too many. It's too bad the clips, haven't sold me on them yet, but. Any synthetic materials you recommend for hollows? Bucktail's pretty expensive in Australia. Yeah, so the thing is you're going to have to import squimpish hair as well, but squimpish hair is cheaper if you can try and get it. What do you have available in Australia? Is what I want to know. Do you go to a fly shop? Where are you buying your materials? Is there an Australian online fly fishing store? What do you have readily available? Because I'm going to be honest with you, there's not much you can hollow tie flies material wise with. I mean, you could, for instance, try Slinky Fiber or Steve Farrar, but it just kind of reacts differently. At that point, we're almost better off doing something like a V tie. You know what I mean? And like tying the slammers, like I mentioned. What sort of materials do you have available? Hi Guy Flyco, you bought 10 white bucktail? Very nice. I mean, you're making me jealous. I wish I had 10 bucktails. 10 white bucktails, I'd be in business. I think I got 3 or 4. I usually buy like 8 or 9 at a time. And it's the most common thing you just tie with in general. If you could only buy one thing, you just buy white bucktail and you just tie like simple bucktail deceiver or hollow flies, and you can literally just fish for the rest of your life. Hey, Paul, what's going on? I'm going to be putting your fly and Jaron's fly in the mail tomorrow, so I got them all packaged up. Oh, mile marker. Check out beastbrushes.com. Hold on, let me just copy your thing. The bot got you because you put a link. You need permission, but I'll just you could check out beastbrushes.com, mile marker, put in the chat for Australia. What's going on, mile marker? Again, beastbrushes.com. Brushes like you brush off your shoulders after like a slam dunk contest or something. Dude sold 10 for 80. That's good. I'll have to check them out then. I know there's some great places. I probably should buy bucktail from a bucktail distributor, honestly, with how much I buy. And by that I mean like somebody that does it like a small business, sort of like bucktail dude. The stuff online, there's only like one exclusive fly shop in Australia, and it's on the other side of the country, but there's a couple online stores. Yeah, you probably need online. No, it's all good, mile marker. Beastbrushes.com. Now, of course, Google type. Mile marker's been in the chat for a while, but just in case it's some sort of, thing about dudes with chest hair and brushes or something, you click it on your own or type it in on your own discretion. Okay. I don't know how the Aussies do it down there in their fly tying world, but. Hey, what's going on? I'm from Beast Brushes. How's it going, Anathasio? I caught one bass Sunday off the surf. Hey yo, very nice. You'll love to see it. All right, we gotta tie a fly. Wake up. You could just like, look at that. Superimpose the fly in the background. Some sort of optical illusion. Be like, hey, where did you tie that pink in there? All right. Oh, what up? What's going on, Craggerall? How you doing, man? So starting off, very simple. Pinch a bucktail. Loosely wrap it on. And by the way, we're trying mono out for the hollow tie. All right? Maybe it'll make me a better tire. I already kind of like how it's working. I think I usually... Man, I don't remember if I've ever really given mono a fair shot for hollow ties. Because really what it comes down to is getting even ties perfectly top and bottom and side to side. You want it to be like if you had a gyroscope and it was perfectly wrapping the thread, right? Because when you fold it back, you're going to see those imperfections. Now, the other thing is making sure that when you build your thread dam, it's even. What I tend to find is one side will like come out a little bit. Like it won't have as much tension on one side. That's something I'm trying to work on. What hooks? I mean, you can use anything. Arex Blue Waters or the Beast hooks. Gamakatsu SL12S. Like if there's a guide that's been doing it for 30 years and it's like, hey, I want flies, I want them on Gamakatsus. That being said, Arexes are really great hooks as well. But I've just been using this brand and this model of hook commercially, like tying flies on commercially for so long. And this is like giant trevally. I've personally caught sharks on the larger sizes, so I know it's just a great hook. But there are heavier keel, stronger hooks out there like the Arex Blue Waters and stuff that you could tie as well. The whole idea about a hollow fly, though, is a balance of having enough material without too much material. I mean, you fish these with a floating line. These are different than regular flies. They will still sink, but like particularly a beast fly. Mark Sadati described this to me. Like you don't fish a beast fly in 100 foot, or not, even though 100 foot of water is ridiculous. You don't fish a beast fly in 60 foot to 70 foot of water. The fly takes too long to sink, and that's just due to the way that water reacts to the bucktail. And if you take a beast fly and you fish it with a floating line, it'll literally like almost plane right underneath the surface and it'll push all this water. That's what the fly is designed to do. So you can fish hollow flies, of course, with a sinking line and all that. But, you know, the whole idea is that the fly is sparse enough that it'll sink, but it also, the way that the water reacts to it, it will ride a little bit higher up in the water column, depending on how you tie it. You can tie them really, really sparse, but then you're kind of missing out on that profile. You know what I mean? I use intermediate and SF blend bait fish. Those work well. Gotcha. Yep. Unfortunately, I only have a floating line and a sink tip is what I'm using right now with a switch rod. So it is what it is. I think the intermediate really makes a difference when you just have a even sinking line to get down deeper, even though it's only about 6 to 7, maybe 8 foot deep, the deepest area in this channel. That being said, I have been fishing the flats a lot as well. So what's going on, Doc? That almost suspending in some cases? Yeah. Sunday west north wind. I had good success on a north wind. Yeah, see, I'm fishing the back bays. Now, apparently there's been some good bites in the ocean, so go fish the oceans. Problem is, I need tires. I could definitely go, but it's like right now I'm just fishing close to home because I can walk and go fishing. It's the spot I should be catching fish every night, at least 1 or 2 fish, right? But it's just slow right now. I think it's going to heat up. It's full of bait. Water temps are there. And I'm starting to see actual, like, physical pops and things like that. Yeah, I'm so busy with YouTube and fly tying now. I don't want to like drive 30 minutes and go fish for 4 hours. It's like easy just to walk and I can leave whenever. I'm like, okay, I got to get some editing done. But I got to start traveling, dude. That's what I need to do. Branch out a little, I guess. We'll see. If I don't start getting something here in the next couple trips down here, I'm going to have to go somewhere else. We shall see. So we're going to do just a simple tented hackle with just 2 pieces. Because you don't need much. You could go nuts. We could go and like tie like 8 pieces, but when I fish, I just like keep it simple. I did tie some grizzly on the other one, but we're just going to use this. I was hoping to find some red ostrich to use, but... And then go ahead and throw some flash on here. Yeah, it's like 500 flies these days. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to think about it, all right? God. Yeah. Don't quit your day job to tie flies. That's all I'm gonna say, all right? Unless you're like charging $100 a piece, like some masterclass fly tire, but I think the fly prices are gonna have to go up here soon. Need a trim unit. You know what I mean? I'm keeping them pretty sane for a long time, but it's just the cost of materials is going up too much. Things have to adjust. I tried one on a O'Shaughnessy hook, but they were really too long. Yeah, I find the shorter shank hooks like the Blue Water or the SL12Ss are what you want for hollow flies. Because unless you really want to tie a giant one, but then you're trying to fill the shank up. You know what I mean? So shorter shank, the better, in my opinion. And you can even take like some marabou at this point and palmer some marabou if you really want to. And now here you could just take a regular bucktail collar and tie that in, but we're just going to do a regular hollow tie. I will say there is something to, for instance, like right now at this point, I did break out some ostrich just because I can't help myself, right? Mark B from Huntington, what's going on, Mark? How you doing? I got emails from some fly fishing companies saying we will get through these tariffs together. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even without all that stuff, the cost of materials has just been skyrocketing over the years. I remember when a bottle of resin, you can get the 4 ounce for 30 something bucks. Now it's like 2 ounces for $40 or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. God help me. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube, and for the algorithm, for a little ad revenue, and make sure, what do you call it? Use your Twitch Primes. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. So let's go ahead and do our first hollow tie. So again, this is not even that soft. This is fairly stiff hair, I would say. But what we can do is just find something like this right here. This will work. And now me doing this in front of you doesn't really show you much, but you're just going to have to mess around with the hair and kind of feel and look for the softest, longest hair. And it doesn't necessarily, soft doesn't always mean the best. There's like soft, crinkly. There's like I got to like write all this down one day. My brain's too fried to do it at the moment, but there's like 5 to 6 keywords, I guess you could say, for bucktail. There's like soft, but I don't know. I guess you could have soft but stiff in a way. It's hard to describe, but you can meld the hair, or you could like different keywords mixed together in different ways in terms of like whether it's crinkly, stiff, soft. I don't know. It's blanking on me right now, but I'll have to like make a video on this on picking bucktail. So you're just gonna have to mess around and find what works for you. And really just like learn how the bucktail reacts. If it's too stiff, it's going to flare too much. Maybe that's a good thing. But then if it's, ultra stiff, you won't even be able to really build a thread dam in front of it. So, whoa, Rev gifting a membership to 508 Bassin. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Get a round of applause in the chat. Let me make sure this isn't too loud. Thank you, my friend. Enjoy the membership, 508 Bassin. And thank you, Rev. Put some claps in the chat. Just type clap for Rev. If you ain't got the LI Fleyes heart emote, of course. Which I think we're going to update an emote. I got to make all new emotes in general and then upload all of them to YouTube and Twitch. All right. So we got a bunch of bucktail. We took out all the short hairs, or at least we tried to. There's a couple little ones. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go pretty high up. And guess what? Unfortunately, all this stuff is just a little too short. Like that. So, we're just going to get those out of the way. And now this should be enough bucktail. Like I said, it's a fine line. I almost want to tie a little bit more. Because if you're too sparse, you'll really see how sparse it is, right? The reason I favor bucktail over any synthetic is that synthetic tends to snarl or tangle after a fish and needs to be brushed out. This is very true. It's very, if you're going fishing with synthetics like C4R fiber, anything like that, even sometimes Squimpish hair isn't as bad with it because it's just like a finer hair. But some crinkly hairs in particular, the crinkles like will catch each other. So it really is important having a brush on you at times, just to brush out a fly if it really gets beat up. Certain fish do it more than others, but that is true. And of course, bucktail reacts differently. Like they both have their places, right? But there is something to be said about, synthetics. I think bucktail will always be the preferred material for most people because it's natural and it has generally more movement than synthetic materials. Not always the case, but I will say the Squimpish hair is probably my favorite next to Steve Farrar fiber when it comes to or Slinky fiber. I kind of consider them the same because Steve Farrar fiber is essentially that with blended with, angel hair essentially almost. But yeah, those are kind of the ones I use the most. So I'm going to kind of stack this. I'm going to trim it nice and neat here. And then very simple, we're just going to move up a little bit. So if I tie here, fold it back, I'll wrap it there. I'll have one more tie here and one more tie there, leaving myself enough room. It's really tough trying to plan out like the gaps for hollow flies and stuff, but it's something to think about, just trying to think ahead. So kind of right like here. I try not to have the gap also be larger than this, which if I had my tape measure on hand, I would say that's probably like 1/4 of an inch maybe or something. Maybe a little more. So we're just going to do 1 or 2 wraps, kind of like this. Loose wraps, and really it's just like almost the weight of the bobbin on here. I can kind of grab this and just get that out, but you're going to get a little waste here and there. It happens because I didn't necessarily stack it properly, but now I'm just keeping tension on here. There's probably 4 wraps of thread at this point. We'll go back. Now we're at 3.5. Just kind of look with what we're working with here. That's pretty good. I would say you could probably go a little bit heavier on your tie than this. Must be local. Why is that area code around you? So you could definitely add a little bit more, but I recommend you want to tie it in all in one bunch. Now, when you're splitting colors top and bottom, I think it adds a whole nother level, right? But using the least amount of thread wrapping, the better is what you're trying to do. But just start off with one color when you're tying hollow flies and you're trying to work with it. Now, the other thing is this needs to be perfectly straight top and bottom, our thread wrapping. And this way as well. Looks like we almost need to go in a little bit. I wonder if that's one of my issues. Because I'm trying to figure out at times what's going on. Now, okay, we probably got 6 or 7 wraps on here. We don't want to go more than that. We probably want to even do less if we could. But let's see how the mono works compared to regular thread. And then what you do when you put your bobbin on here, your little pusher tool, you can kind of do a little dance like this, and you can almost kind of spread that hair. Make sure it's spread evenly, top and bottom. You can always manipulate it after and adjust it, and you want to weave your thread through. Now, the other thing is when you push it back, you don't want to go back and catch one of these hairs, because then you'll get one of those scenarios. So you can wrap over the butts, but I just make sure that when I fold it back, we don't go too far back. If I can, that is. Because there's that tension. It's like a fine line, right? Spring-loaded bucktail. That's what it is. And we want to put a bunch of tension on here, kind of pushing forward on it. or pushing back, I should say. It's kind of finding our place to weave the thread through right there. We can always work on it after. So I like to build up a little platform before I start wrapping in front. Oh, and we don't want to wrap on top of that bucktail either. So far, if we don't put any tension on it, this is what we're working with, or a very little tension. Right? And now as I wrap, it's going to collapse is the idea, if we did this right. Now we got to build up this thread dam. I think this is where I got to work on my hollows the most. Now, I will say the mono does seem to allow you to kind of build that thread dam pretty easy. Now, you want to make sure it's even, top and bottom. It almost looks like it could go back a little like this. Looks like the top is a little, oh, yeah, okay. So it just seems like mono is a little bit easier when it comes to building thread dams. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think I've used mono for hollow flies in a very long time. So now, super glue. Always put super glue on your thread dam, and probably a whip finish. Probably should have done the whip finish first, but whatever. The super glue is really the important part, which I guess this has been gunked up too long. You can see this bottle is nice and clean. You can see after tying all those kinky muddlers and everything. Let me clean this up real quick. I'm just gonna like, boop, cut that like so. Tiny little pinhole, but that's actually perfect. It was way too large before. Still comes out pretty quick. My secret weapon for my tool of using super glue and tying commercially and not having to wait for it to dry is the kind of like parchment paper for the... Oh, by the way, exclamation mark play. It's the Friday Fly giveaway. I forgot to mention it's the 25th. So for all the Twitch viewers, exclamation mark play for the marble race. Doing follower one first and sub one after. You know how it works. For everybody on YouTube, after the stream, go watch a new Hollowfly video. Just like, comment, be subscribed to the channel if you're not. Chances are you probably are if you're watching right now. And you get your chance. What's going on, Paul? Or Dubrick? Hopefully, how do you... Is it Dubrick? Tying tonight. Lawn. Polar bear. Looks good. We're not using polar bear. But if you are, make sure it's obviously federally legal, polar bear. All right, we're going to do another tie here. But hopefully you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And again, this will probably be a lot easier with the high quality bucktail, right? But that's all right. So we're going to cut this. And again, you want to get all those out, because if not, what'll happen is those will be kind of like poking out and stuff. They'll give you some issues. Got my Cape Cod charter booked. Very nice. The one you got in that raffle or something. And doing some sight fishing on Cape Cod. Hell yeah. I mean, you're doing fancier striper fishing than I've ever done. Yeah, let me make sure that we got that. We're good on the marbles. We good on the marbles. Okay. Man, I cut this nice and neat, and then I turned around and moved my fingers. So I got to trim that again. I'm going to have to vacuum later. All right. By having those tag ends kind of far back, we can actually kind of, I feel like, minimize losing some bucktail. But if we get too loose, boom, we're going to lose some. We can always tie it back on. Add a little extra. I didn't bring my tying stuff to India with me, so I need a quick fix when I get back. Mm-hmm. Damn, you're still over there, huh? You're going to have to get some tying in. Again, trying to make sure our ties are even top and bottom is pretty important. Before we head and go fold back, the other thing you want to do is make sure your butt ends do not touch your previous hollow tie, because that can kind of mess with it. But it's okay to kind of have that fill in. I kind of like it too, because it kind of fills in the body of the fly. You know what I mean? June 13th, hell yeah. Jin's like, well, maybe, can you see if I can hop on board? Get out of here. Go ahead and fold this back. Ah, the honey holes. The honey holes of Cape Cod. Now that sounds like that could be interesting if you're on a different website or something. All right, we're gonna tie our hollow tie here on top. This is where we might incorporate some ostrich. You tie the ostrich curl on top and tie it before the last collar. Now again, you don't want to tie in front of that bucktail. It's important when we build our dam. You can see right now it's really open. Right now, when we wet it and we hang dry it, it's going to give you a better idea of the shape that we're working with. But it's also something to be said of what it looks like in the vise. If you want more of a exaggerated profile, you leave it open, the thread dam, or a lower thread dam. If you want less of an exaggerated profile, you build that thread dam up. But it's really important to make sure our bucktail is even as well. That's looking pretty good. Again, I like having mine pretty open because when you actually wet this, then we're still going to get a really nice profile, right? Still going to have that exaggerated sort of large profile that we're looking to get with that, you know, medium to large body bayfish. So here though, look, it does look like on this side in particular, that side's a little bit more open. So maybe we can, I'm curious, that might be when I'm tying the bucktail and there's more bucktail on that side, like the butt ends of the bucktail is causing that. I don't know. I got to figure out why is that happening. It's so slight. Yeah, it's almost probably not visible on camera. You can kind of pull this out to match it. But again, it looks very exaggerated right now in the vise, but when it's actually wet and you're stripping it, it's going to be like that, which I mean, that's what we're looking for. So at times you're kind of like, whoa, this almost doesn't even look like a thing that we could throw on a fly rod. The illusion of the hollow tie. So now we can go ahead and just tie some ostrich on top of this. I'm just taking like pinches of ostrich. I don't want to tie one by one by one. You kind of could. You could still fill it in, but the least amount of thread wraps, the better in general with this fly. We're just going to do this on this second to last collar just to kind of build up a little bit of a profile on the inside of the fly. Yeah, I really hope I get a fish tonight. We'll see. I do want to get down there before the sun gets down, so we're probably going to wrap this fly up and then maybe tie one more quick fly after this. What is it, 6:30? Oh, yeah. Time to speed up the process here. It's fishing season, you know. I got a lot of flies to tie, videos to edit, this and that. So we'll actually probably go, I think I'm going to try and stream a little bit more often too. I'm not going to promise, but we'll probably go live during the week and do some tying, just like commercial tying and whatnot. Because, yeah, why not? All right, so the red bucktail of doom. Grab this in one pinch. This stuff's pretty soft. I like it. It is a little stiff, but, you know, there's something to be said. You want a little bit of stiffness in the bucktail almost. I mean, I guess inherently even the softest bucktail has some, but I've found some really soft bucktail that really didn't flare like at all. So there's something to be said about having some stiffness to the material. Oh, we didn't super glue this. We got to do that real quick. Always a little bit of super glue on the thread dam. And that's what I found. Sometimes really, you know, even poor quality bucktail and stuff, it'll open up your thread dam because it's so stiff compared to really nice stuff. So I think that's an important step right there, is that little bit of super glue on your thread dam. Oh, see, right there, the bucktail kind of moved in my hands. Let me redo that. Yeah, this hair is definitely a little stiffer, but you can see how it flares. I think we might do a little white on the inside. Red head, but with still some white. Mostly white fly is how I usually tie my flies in general, but that's really just works for striped bass. All the most popular striped bass lures, the bucktail jigs, are all just basic white with some red on there for the head. It's how people have been catching stripers forever. It's because you're left-handed tying clockwise. It's your weakest thread pressure, or rather, it's stronger on the top side. Interesting. You think it's the leverage, the physics of how I'm tying? So what do I need to do in layman's term, as a layman? The weakest thread pressure, strongest top side. So I need to maybe potentially. Oh, well, it's just the way the thread works, right? And you're like wrapping it. Spin the fly. Ah, spin it. Well, no matter what, it has to be wrapped in one way. But you're saying like put some thread pressure, spin it, and then wrap it or something? Or maybe I should be in like one of those. What was the guy's name from Motley Crue, the drummer who was dating Pamela Anderson? I'll be in one of those rotating chairs where the chair rotates while he's playing the drums, you know, but I'll be tying the fly as it's rotating. That's because then I'm counteracting the pressure of gravity, but it has to move exactly as I wrap the thread. Tommy Lee. Thank you. Yes, Tommy Lee. Not Tommy Lee Jones, by the way. The established actor who also dated Pamela Anderson. Very short time. All right. So, go ahead and spread this around a little. And we need to make sure our ties are even top and bottom. Just 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I need to be in a spinning chair while I tie. It's Steve Rihanna is who you're going fishing with, the guide. Very cool. I think I've heard his name before, actually. Probably met him, but I don't. I've met a lot. I always forget. I'm terrible with names. Is one of my big issues. Ooh, I'm ready to go. Whoa, yeah. Jean Bob Top, oh my god, my top. That's Motley Crue, right? No, that's fucking. Excuse my language. That's the other guy. That guy fell off. You guys seen the video of him singing Vince Neil? What was he from? Is that Poison? That's Poison, right? Yeah. That's Poison, I think. Is it? Who's the lead singer of Motley Crue? Or is that Motley Crue? With Vince Neil. If you have not, you gotta go watch the videos of him singing nowadays. Hey, boss, not coming in my top. It's like one of the funniest things you'll ever see. Oh, yeah, baby. He's like just. It's not anything like the original. How if somebody wasn't like, dude, you gotta come on, bro. This is not acceptable. Like at that point, you just gotta start playing the music and have him like lip sync. You know what I mean? It's too far gone. Kickstart My Heart, Motley Crue. Yeah, it is Motley Crue. hmm If you haven't, look up Vince Neil, Motley Crue, and it'll just probably be the most recent videos of him singing from like 5, 6 years ago. I think I don't even know. It was a while ago. Buddy caught a 31-inch holdover in Rhode Island. Very nice. People are starting to catch some fresh fish, I believe. Oh, dude, my back is already starting to. I was recording 2 videos earlier and stuff. So we shall persist. I'm not going fishing for a long time because I need to tie. I need to work on the ostrich video for Sunday. It never ends. Never ends. But I will go fishing for a short period of time this afternoon or tonight. In fact, I don't know. Like maybe we'll just do something really quick after this because we got to go fishing. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. We got ourselves a bucktail hollow fly. And again, leaving it pretty exaggerated because we are going to. This fly is going to look something like this in the water instead. Check it out. So now we're going to go ahead and boop. Always super glue our thread dam. Oop, I got a little on the bucktail. That's okay. Try not to get any on the bucktail, but a tiny bit on the base isn't the end of the world. He might hurt, he might die. Whoa, yeah. I almost want you guys to go watch that more than I want you to watch my new video after the stream, because that is, it's one of the funniest things you'll see. Holy. It's looking pretty good, though. This is how you want it right here, because then, boop. It's the profile right there. Sorry, you can't see that, but. I may sign up for a free worm spawn outing. Roadie fly rodders next month. Very cool. Is it during a new moon? Full moon? Any fish on the board yet? What's going on, Nelson? Still no. I had 1 hit. I'm seeing signs of fish. Some people have caught some locally, but still none for me. I am about to go fishing here in. What time is it? 6:43. We got to go in like 15 to 20 minutes. So that being said, it's time to do our first giveaway on Twitch. For all you YouTubers, you can check out the most recent video here on my channel. Hollow Flye, this pink hollow Flye you can win. Like, comment, subscribe, of course. But every last Friday of the month, we've been doing this for years, Twitch marble race. I'm going to give you folks, again, short stream tonight, but this is, hey, Fridays, you know how it is. Marble racing, you got to be on your A game, all right? And you got to be polishing those marbles. So this will be the follower giveaway on Twitch. You just got to be following the channel and type !play. We're about to do this race, and then after this, I'll start up the next one, or I'll just have it open, and we'll tie a quick fly, and then we'll finish that off with the sub race. And again, for all you folks on YouTube, you can go and watch the most recent Pop of X Hollow Flye video that I put out for your chance to win the pink one right here that we tied in the video. Okay. What's going on, Leans? How you doing? But yeah, I'm going to go fishing. So I really want to catch a fish. I'm going to fish into the dark. And I need to, I'm so busy, but at some point when I get caught up here, I'm going to try and figure out the multi-IRL streaming to YouTube and Twitch. If I got to look, try some new apps or something, I'll try it out. But it's kind of annoying. You have to give access to your Google account and your Twitch account. And I'm like, but, yeah. All right. What do we got? We got Craggerroll, Doc, Jin, and Leans. I'm hopping in there because I'm going to try and knock Sir Jin's marbles off. All right. I'll give you guys another 20 seconds. Count it down, Jerry. He's behind me. You're not going to hear him counting it down, but how you been, Nelson? I'm gonna go and hopefully catch a fish. I don't know, dude, like the past week, I was like, okay, any day now, any day now, any day now, any day now. Now I'm like starting to get the like doubt, which is not good. You know what I mean? I'm like, do I want to stay down there for 4 hours again for the 5th time this week, not catch anything, when I could be tying rooster fish flies? All right, well, now if I could just withdraw my marble from the race after you said that. I'm not even going to read it for the YouTube chat. It's too obscene. All right, we're starting it up. Good luck. Give me the music, Jerry. In fact, I'm just going to do the music myself, so settle in. No, all right, I'll pull up the music. I was going to do the music myself, like which probably would have been funnier, but that's all right. No White Claws tonight. So, energy level's a little bit lower. Let's get the saves going. Jerry, give me the marble music. Come on, let's get it going. All right, good luck, chat. First marble in the pit, win some flies. You know the deal. You got to be following the channel on Twitch. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, like 5 weeks later, do not type X. Well, you could type it, but nothing's going to happen. Maybe it's good luck, karma for the future. Oh, shit, Jerry. Jerry, we need the keyboard. I spilled coffee on my keyboard. I forgot. My Razer keyboard, I dumped an entire cup of Intensio Nespresso coffee about an hour before the stream while I was editing a video. So I forgot I was plugged in with the wrong keyboard. Hopefully the keyboard still works. What do we got going on over here? There's a brawl in the center. Leans, Doc, Craggerroll. Jerry, turn down the music. It's so goddamn loud I can't hear anything. There's a fist fight going on. Jin close behind, trying to get knocked off on the race here. Unfortunately for him, there's a barrier. This is giving, though, Doc, Craggerroll, and Leans time. Again, it's still anybody's race here. Jin in the lead. But it's just going to take a little tricky marble work here, like that from leans, just to pass through nice and smooth. Now, I don't know which is the faster route. Both have pegs. I'm really hoping somebody's going to get pegged here, because that's really one of the main reasons we do these marble races. The inconvenience of having to go to the post office is counterbalanced by somebody's marble getting launched into a different galaxy. So one of you guys could just do that. Oh, Jin, right on the edge. Will he get pegged? No, making it through nice and neat. Leans, Craggerall. You never know. Looks like this is a subdued map, but we're going to have to leave Doc in the background. Maybe we'll see his marble. Approaching the section. Oh, Leans, though, taking the lead from Jin. We didn't even see it in the paddle section. It's anybody's race. The peg section getting down, slowed down to a standstill. Lean just needs to make it through here, and Leans just like that. Taking the victory away from Jin. Round of applause. Congratulations. What a fool. It all came down to this, and the camera guy was sleeping. All came down to the paddle section. All right, quick race. Small amount of marbles. Nothing wrong with that, Jerry. This isn't a nightclub. I'm going to need you to turn it down. Okay? Hey, Lean, look, you've been on a, only plays... Oh! Thank you for pointing that out, Rev. And Doc Craggerall. This is on you guys. Jin, my noise cancellation is on, and that's why the music's all fucked up. But Rev here, Rev had a flip phone till last week. All right? But he figured it out. Shame on you. Yeah, that's on me. That makes sense. The kids are like, there's like kids playing next door. So I had audio filters on, noise cancellation. So it's going to sound like crap. But you know what? Hey, that's the scuffed sort of nature of the stream that we're used to around here. Hence the reason, you know, we've never gotten partnered on Twitch. Never will. That's okay. YouTube got my back, all right? YouTube, you guys are like, I'm cooking pasta right now. You know what I mean? Who cares? The music didn't work. Shame on you, Doc, for not picking that up. Doc's like, by the way, I saw what the Irish do to the potatoes on Instagram. Okay? Putting tuna fish on potatoes. Don't tell me you're part of that cult. Don't tell me. All right, they were putting cheese and like sour cream and this and that. Okay. Some guy like made a really funny video like reacting to it. And then they put a giant dollop of tuna fish on there, and I was like, I threw my phone across the room. I was like, no! When I saw it. Visceral reaction. You know what I mean? Jerry, well, you know what? You've lost your epidemic sound privilege. All right? Get back to the empanadas. You're out of here. That's an English baked potato, is it? In fact, I'm gonna get booed at for that. I thought it was somebody in Ireland. Maybe it was English style in Ireland or something. Probably in the cities. You know what I mean? Those posers. But maybe it was England. But yeah, I saw that, and that was a goddamn travesty. But you know what? Who am I to judge? It's very common in Turkey. They would like literally, you'd be on the beach. There'd be a dude that would sell baked potatoes on the beach. Which, it was awesome, by the way. They were delicious. But you could get like cheese, like Turkish cheese. But everybody was getting mayonnaise on them. They love mayonnaise in Turkey. And I'm like, I'll gag if you're eating too much mayonnaise in front of me. You know what I mean? But the potatoes were good without it. I looked at him, I said, don't you dare put that mayonnaise on there, you know? All right, we got a little bit of time here. Are we going to tie another fly? The those jacket potatoes where it's like $8 for a 50-cent potato. Where can you find a jacket made out of potatoes? Get yourself a Brillo pad. Okay. Yeah, not too shabby. We'll go take this and fish it and see how it works. All right. So it's probably almost high tide right now. I do, though, I will say, want to tie a simple jiggy. Okay. I have a cone here with bucktail we should use. You know, I've never used one of these. I'm going to try it out. This is a 2-aught Mustad curved streamer. I haven't tried bending this hook. Wow. It's actually pretty strong, believe it or not. Really didn't want to bend much. Oh. Put the cone on. Sun's dipping low. I know. That's all right. We'll tie this real quick. I'm not even going to put any lead wire in here. Usually I do that. We're going to go a little bit lighter. Okay. We're not even going to do the body braid. We're going to do this real quick. Because a man's got to fish. You hear me? A man's got to fish. I'm sure they taste fine, but it's not what I'm looking for when it comes to street food. No, I don't know. That whatever that was with the tuna fish on the baked potato, that does not... That should be illegal. There's no way I can be like, I can condone. I can't judge, but I can have pure disgust for whatever. Abomination against mankind. Okay? How dare you defile that potato? What, everyone, what, they go together like lamb and tuna fish. Lamb and tuna fish? The hell are you talking about? Lamb, tuna fish, spaghetti, meatball, what do you want me to say? He's like, this is America, buddy, all right? We can eat lamb and tuna fish. And they start yelling at each other, and Big Daddy, that's my favorite scene with Rob Schneider. They go together like lamb and tuna fish. They're like, what? The whole court's like pissed off at what he said. The hell are you talking about? He's like playing some Albanian dude, which they don't eat lamb and tuna fish, but it was just like some ridiculous combo of like, you know, what the hell could this guy eat in his spare time? They go together like lamb and tuna fish. That was not Grandma's Boy. That was literally Big Daddy when they're in court. And he's on the stand giving an admission about why Adam Sandler's such a good father, okay? And then Steve Buscemi, who's in the audience, who was playing the homeless guy, who was finessing him for breakfast sandwiches in the morning. He goes, this is goddamn America, all right? We don't eat lamb and tuna fish. And he starts like, oh, my daddy doesn't love me. And that big guy's laughing in the crowd. I can remember the scene clear as day. It was, you're usually spot on with those things. Yeah, Hip Hop Anonymous. Yeah. Hip Hop Anonymous? He's trying to spell hippopotamus. Oh, God. It's so dumb, but it's so good. I'm going to grab a little pink. All right, I'm about to go fishing, guys, all right? Stop distracting me with your Big Daddy references that I said. Let's go with a little pink on top. Do our marble race, and I'm going fishing. And make sure you guys go check out the new video on YouTube. How to tie a hollow fly, and also the giveaway. You know what I mean? Look at me, giving 3 flies away a month. You fool! Now you can see I'm trying to get all that bucktail in the cone, by the way. and tying that bucktail on top so the hook will turn over. Also, that bucktail inside the cone, helping that hook turn over. Yada, yada, yada. The great thing about these flies, they don't foul very easily because as you're casting it, it's like whoosh, whoosh. It's like fixing itself, essentially. And even if it does go to a side like this, you can still fish it, right? As you cast it, it goes like whoosh and fixes itself, kind of like that. Which is why I really like the jiggy. It's one of my favorites. I'm not even going to put eyes on it. I'm just going to put a little dollop of resin on here. Usually I put some eyes right there, but who needs it? You could probably just put head cement, but I do like putting a little resin on here just to make sure it's durable. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. It's probably actually more than enough. We'll just spread it around. So I haven't had much time. I haven't been doing much gaming, but I did find this video. This guy Winters TV or something, or Winters Gaming. I guess he was playing StarCraft and stuff. I used to play Age of Empires 2, which I liked. But there's this free RTS game called Beyond All Reason. You should check it out. It was sick. It's a sick game. I'm trying to learn. It's going to be really hard. But even just playing against the AI is fun. So if you're a fan of RTSs, apparently it's almost like a new... It was like inspired by the old... What is it? Total Annihilation, the Command and Conquer game or something from back in the day. But it's actually a pretty cool game. I was just enjoying watching this dude commentate on like 1v1s in the game. But that's just something I've been watching recently. I always like to let you guys know. Those Gamakatsus? No, this is a Mustad. The first one was with the hollow. This is a Mustad curved streamer hook. Your new replacement to the big game hooks from Mustad. Any spearing up by you? Oh yeah, always. But they're spearing in March, Jay. Back when you sent me those photos of that cinderworm stuff they were spearing in the creek. Last night, I think there were some not cinderworm, spearing getting eaten. Possibly by a perch or something, I don't know. Excuse me. You're not seeing a lot of bait by you? I got some bunker in the bay, but I mean, my area always has spearing all year pretty much. But there's some bait, so I'm sure it'll show up, don't worry. There's birds working on the spearing every night by me, so that's why I'm like, where the hell are these fish at, man? But there we go. Simple jiggy. Nice and easy. Get jiggy with it. Gotta run? Hey, have an awesome night, Jen. Appreciate it. All right. And we're doing our last marble race here, and then I'm going fishing, chat. I hope you folks have an awesome night. Short stream tonight. Hour and a half, but a man's got to try and catch some fish. I was literally down to the last minute editing the video for tonight. Spilt an entire cup of coffee. That took like 45. I was literally about to export the video. Spilt an entire cup of coffee on my keyboard. So that was great. That really put a damper on my things tonight. Big tides tonight with this moon. Is tonight a full moon? When's the moon? Usually the couple days leading up to the moon and the moon itself are the best nights. And then after the moon, it sucks. All right. By the way, we got the noise suppression off, I believe, before we start the music, Jerry. That's all your fault. Shame on you. And we're going to run this marble race. All you got to be doing is following the channel on Twitch. We just got Craggerroll, Leans, and Gin. And Leans won, so it's really coming down to Gin and Craggerroll. So if you're watching on Twitch and you're following the channel, !play. And get a chance to win. We're about to run this thing. I'm going fishing. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Thank you again to Rev for the gifted membership to 508 Bassin. And thank you to everybody watching on YouTube as well. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Shout out to all the folks on Twitch as well that have been hanging out and watching. We will probably try and stream again here soon for you guys. So, again, I appreciate it. Mix it up. Yep. All right. Let's get some music, Jerry. What happened here? Oh, my headphones? Not working? No, I could hear my voice. So... Mic check. Okay, that's working. Why is this website... Do I got to refresh? Why are you not working, Epic Sound? There we go. All right, good luck, chat. Full moon's the 27th. Oh, perfect. Like I said, a couple days before the full moon. All right, let's get the round of applause, everybody, for the moon. Imagine not having the moon. We would all die. Quite literally, probably. Give it up for the moon. If I don't catch anything, though, boo the moon. Boo the moon if I don't catch anything tonight. Craggerall in the lead, looking good. Leave it up to the moon, whether it deserves our praise or not. Jerry, what did I say about the music being too loud? All right, this isn't a nightclub. Craggerall, though, making it past the pegs. Again, will somebody get pegged? That is the real question. The first marble to land in the pit is going to be winning some flies, except Leans. Already having been... Wait, where the hell are you guys going? What the hell is with this track? Oh, it's a race. It's a lap. We're actually on a race here, folks. This is like a Gymkhana course. The pegs could be an issue here. Looks like there's 53 seconds left before they release the nuclear devices as well. So I'm going to need you guys to kind of speed it up here. We're on lap 4 now with Craggerall Doc. Far behind, may being taken out by a nuclear launch. Then again, I'm not really certain if the number actually correlates to the lap, because it's just going down. Maybe there's going to be a bridge. They're going to draw a bridge or something like that at 0. It's really anybody's guess when it comes to this marble race. Maybe it's like a certain amount of people need to pass by. Or maybe all of these things that I'm saying don't really matter. And it's completely random. Joker lap. We've reached 0. What does that mean? Oh, and just like that, it's changed. Craggerall, see you later. Get wrecked. Oh, they pulled a little switcheroo. Now it all comes down to Jin. Can Jin win? Is he going to get pegged? If not, Doc can secure the lead. Jin just needs to make it by. And he left. And just like that, round of applause, chat. Give it up. Craggerall getting switcherooed. The old switcheroo. Now, we will watch to the end. I should finish it right now. Leans, you're wasting my time, all right? Sun's going down. But I want to see if you get pegged. Also, the course is on fire. So that's pretty interesting. It's a PNG. It's like a video file of a fire on the track. That's pretty cool. Congratulations, Jin. So let's see. We got Leans and Jin for the April giveaway. Round of applause again. Can you read that? It says aliens. Jin. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Go check out the new Holofly video. All right. You know where to go. Li Flies Mike on YouTube to check it out. Thank you again for hanging out and watching. I really appreciate it. Everyone on Twitch and YouTube, give yourself a round of applause again. There's a group of people we pay to hang out by the bar, and we just have microphones set up. And we just tell them to clap on command. Free empanadas. But thank you so much, and hopefully there's a few silver ladies out there for you. All right, yes, hopefully, and hopefully I find some fish, too. But, yeah, thank you. Go catch some fish. All right, guys, we'll see you. You have an awesome night. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll fill you in on the Discord if we do catch some fish. So... You guys have an awesome night, and there'll be a new video on Sunday, Ostrich Hollow. All right? So, we'll see you guys.